Welcome back, everyone. Have you been hearing about how employers can't find enough workers in some industries? Well, you might think that means they'll pay more money and ensure fairness to lure workers. Unfortunately, when it comes to equal pay, there's more work to do to make things right. You may not realize this, but it's been nearly 56 years after the passage of the Civil Rights Act, and Black and brown Americans still make far less than their white counterparts. BNC's Nerissa Knight has more details from Dallas on these disparities in wages.
Equal work for equal pay is still not a reality for millions, and the struggle is even more real following the pandemic. Some say that's making them even more reluctant to enter the workforce. However, some minority employers say they're doing right by their employees before, during, and post-pandemic because they know what it feels like.
52-year-old Leilani Wilson-Jones advises companies around the world on diversity and inclusion, as well as equal pay fundamentals.
I started working when I was 14 years old.
After earning her master's degree from SMU, Jones started her own company. The Dallas-based CEO now owns more than a dozen successful companies and employs more than 100 workers throughout the state of Texas.
She takes care of all our staff. She loves all the employees.
However, hundreds of thousands of employees returning to work at jobs across the country have substantiated complaints of unequal and unfair pay, namely Black employees.
I spent the first 15 years of my career in corporate America and absolutely felt the feelings that come along with being underpaid. I watched men around me make a lot more for the same job.
For every $1.15 an Asian man makes and every dollar a white man makes, a Black man makes 87 cents. For Hispanic men, it's 91 cents. Meanwhile, across the board, women earn even less. And when it comes to Black women, the wage gap widens to 60 cents on the dollar, figures that make some stay home and others strike out on their own.
And that was one of the things that inspired me to start my own company. And now I'm making 3 times more than what I was making on my last job.
Nationally, there are only a couple of occupations where women win wage-wise: social work and health care. Jones's companies provide services in education, beauty and wellness, and the health care industry. Her employees are thankful she provides them with child care.
Who wouldn't want to come to work for somebody who, number one, is gonna accommodate you during the pandemic?
Experts say while the pandemic has stalled gains made, layoffs and lack of child care forced many women out of the workforce and exacerbated the disparities by worsening problems for women, setting female workers back more than 30 years.
It actually empowered and embodied us to move forward.
The current female work participation rate is 55.8%, the same rate as in 1987, with occupational segregation, lack of access to paid leave, and child or elder care impacting women of color most. Coupled with widespread devaluation of women's work, the issues have been long-standing, but according to the U.S. Department of Labor, the COVID-19 pandemic further exposed the problems. Jones says her 25-plus years work experience that included discrimination and unfair pay early on inspired her.
What it inspired me to do was know at a very early age that I needed to be my own boss.
The occupational oppression helped her become a better leader for her employees. Jones also provides business development services, organizational development resources, and entrepreneurial mentorship. Jones says she mentors many and pays all equally based on merit and worth.
And I think women bring a lot to the workplace that they're undervalued for. So I look at you and observe what you're able to do, and if you bring your weight to the table, I certainly pay you what you're worth.
In 1973, women of color made only 57 cents per dollar earned by men. Today, we make only 8 cents more nearly 50 years later. The pandemic stalled progress and caused regression in the closing of the wage gap, meaning there's still more work, months more on the year, in fact, for us to do to equal the pay of most of our counterparts, unless there are more CEOs like Jones or who pay fairly in the mix. In Dallas, I'm Nerissa Knight for BNC.
And joining me now to discuss this from New York City is Gabrielle Wyatt. She's the founder of the Highland Project. Welcome to BNC. We're glad to have you. First, can you tell us a little bit about the Highland Project?
Sure. The Highland Project is focused on building and sustaining a pipeline of Black women leaders, of communities, institutions, and systems who are creating multi generational wealth in their communities. We provide a cohort based experience that's focused on ensuring that women are most importantly sustained as they pursue advancement in their careers. We also provide capital. We're fundraising such that women receive $100,000 in unrestricted capital to scale their visions. We're focused on redefining the racial wealth gap. We know that wealth is more than just dollars in pocket. And we know that to get there, we must address the systemic inequities that hold back the building of wealth in Black communities, from education to healthcare to democracy and beyond.
Gabrielle, I want to talk about the dollar amounts here. We just heard in Nerissa's report that Black men make 87 cents to a white man's dollar. It's even lower for Black women at 60 cents. With these kind of numbers, how can anyone argue that systemic racism hasn't held some people back?
That's a great question. I think about it in a couple of ways. One, there was a statistic recently by Citi that said that if we actually addressed the wage gap for Black Americans, if we addressed the education gap for Black Americans, if we addressed the housing and investment gaps, if we addressed those things 20 years ago, our economy would be $16 trillion larger. $16 trillion larger by closing those wage gaps 20 years ago. And so as I think about your question of does systemic racism exist or how does it contribute to it, I think about the fact that these gaps have been persistent. They continue to be. And that if we address them, even just 20 years ago, not only would Black communities be better off, but society writ large. The second piece that I think about is as we look across the board, across all fields, we do not see Black women leaders at the top of their fields. We see that 2% of Fortune 500 CEOs are Black women. We see that 3.6% of K-12 superintendents are Black women. And we have to ask ourselves why. What's breaking down in the pipeline at employers when it comes to the advancement of Black women leaders?
Is there an answer? How do we get them into those type of positions? Is there a way to do this?
This is why the Highland Project was created. It's our belief that Black women are brilliant, and when they're in positions of power, they create solutions that not only uplift Black households, but the community writ large. And so we're focused on a very specific point in a leader's journey to ensure that they continue to move across their fields into positions of power. And so I think one solution that we're providing is that community-based experience and that access to capital that's very hard to find in all fields, from venture capitalism to nonprofit leadership to the private sector. The second way that I think we can assist women in pursuing their dreams and in advancing is to address student debt. I've been thinking a lot about the space races that we saw of billionaires over the last week, and thinking about a study that said that if we provide $50,000 to remove the debt burden in Black households, we would remove the debt burden for only over 90% of Black households and increase their wealth by at least 1/3. And I've been thinking about what if those billionaires, instead of traveling to space, put forward that $50,000? So I think addressing student debt is another piece.
I think a lot of people, Gabrielle, I think a lot of people think that as well. But thank you so much for the work you're doing. We appreciate you joining us, Gabrielle Wyatt, founder of the Highland Project. Have a great weekend.